by anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer Ford. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. Even Lord on this Lord, told that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and outdone. You can't do with them steps, them niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get This shit go right. You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, we see in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can. The streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. My whole life.
All right, this is Rooted Speech, man. We got Captain Tywar in the building. Yeah. So, Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Rooted Speech, man. Understand, I'll break it down right quick,
Don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big Shine,
Big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we about to demo the building. Fake tats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not inside of my conglomerate. Rap like King Kong, no Asian pun.
Barack.
Clap it up. Cheers. Wait, another chair. Ready to answer your questions, solve all your problems, heal your families, make you love each other where you would hate each other. Also, there's some breakdowns I was asked about. If I need to do them, let me know. The breakdown about he that is weak eateth herbs. The breakdown also about having long hair. Does nature does not tell you the long hair breakdown? Just let me know if the officers do not understand how to cut Christians who use those precepts. And Zechariah 1:20 is when I definitely have to get done. The Captain Mashak told me someone needs as well. All right. So remind me to do those 3 breakdowns. And of course, I will answer Zechariah 1:20. And of course, I will answer your questions. All right. You know what? I'll take a drink since I'm back up here in Harlem. Let's give Harlem a hand where all the good drink is. All the good scotch is in here in Harlem. All right. Sister, you had a question? Please, microphone. Also, my phone went down again. Don't panic. It's coming back up. I'm going to get that new Captain Tazariak phone. Don't worry about that. I told my Riz, I'm getting the Tazariak phone. Because this is not working. Whatever's happening, this ain't Tazariak phone right here. This is not a Tazariak phone. I got a new chip. I did everything the damn AT&T told me to do. Every last thing they said, I did it. I put the new chip on the phone. They said they guarantee me no problems. The phone is off right now.
They should guarantee you a new phone.
Who you telling? Listen, well, I'm getting a Tazariak phone tomorrow. Please, sister, what can I do for you? ¿Cómo te puedo ayudar? That means, what can I do for you? How may I help you?
I just wanted to know, like, knowing that what's going on out here with knowing that what's going on out here with like Esau and other nations, instead of you getting all
can we get her on camera? Let's try to get the questions on camera all the time. All right. Look how lovely she is today. Give her a hand. She knows she's lovely. She don't want y'all to know, but she knows. Go ahead, sis.
I just wanted to know, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on out here with Esau and other nations.
Of course.
How to stay sane.
Give her a hand. Listen, that's important. Please, that's a very important thing. That's something that we all have to do, and all of us struggle with doing it. Here's how you stay sane. When you see what's happening, you watch the news, you go on the internet, you see even your neighborhood, you walk down the street, and a lot of times you can become very afraid because you can see all of the danger around you, all of the problems around you. Here's how you stay sane in an insane world. You have to have sanity that is within you so that the insanity around you does not affect you. Now, how do you have sanity with inside of you? Let me first explain what sanity is. Where's Alexa at? Ask Alexa, what is sanity?
Alexa, what is the definition of sanity?
Sanity is the state of being sane, or having a sound mind. It is related to the concepts of rationality and emotional stability. The definition of sanity can vary depending on
That's good. Alexa, stop.
Individuals'
Alexa,
beliefs.
stop.
Having a sound mind. You want to have a mind, please? Please.
Mike, there's a mic there.
2 Timothy 1:7.
Mm-hmm.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
That's a perfect precept. That is what you have to keep inside of you when the outside world is insane. The outside world is unstable. The outside world does not have a sound mind. Your neighborhood, your street, your building, your phone, your TV, the internet, all of it is in chaos. Well, you have to have a peace that is inside of you that is not affected by things that happen outside. Now, how do you do that? By believing in what the Most High said in the Bible. First of all, if you go in your neighborhoods or walk down the street, there are angels that walk with you down the street. Angels. So although I see the chaos outside, I see the danger outside, I know I'm safe. I know I'm coming to and from my slavery. I'm going to pick up my children. I'm coming from here to there. I know there are angels walking with me down the street. I know there are angels guarding my car on the highway. I know that what I'm doing is right. And because I'm right, I'm not involved in the chaos outside. That's not part of me. And I know that the chaos that I see happens because of their disobedience to God. I am obedient to God. So I'm safe. So now I come and go as I please. I take the precautions that we learn to do in the school, and I know that I'm safe wherever I go. And now I'm sane, even though the outside world is insane. Everyone understands. You got to believe in the Bible. You got to believe you're safe, believe you're protected. You got to keep the commandments of God so that God can actually send protection to help you. And in doing that, you're going to see really the danger is not real. The feeling that you feel of chaos is not real at all. Everyone understands. That's the perfect precept for the sister. Tell her where you are again. How's it up?
2 Timothy chapter 1. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7.
That's what you need, sister. All right. About having a sound mind. And look up any scripture that says having a sound mind. The word sound means strong. Strong. All right. But if your mind is weak, you know what happens, right? Everything outside comes inside of you. You go on your phone, you start seeing some things on your phone. Before you know it, it's in you. You go on the internet, you're watching something. Oh my God, look at what's happening in Palestine. Oh my goodness, oh Lord. Now it's in you. You go see people around your neighborhoods, they're getting high. Before you know it, you're getting high. You see people around you having illicit sex. Before you know it, you're doing it. Because everything you see gets inside of you. Come on now, you can't survive the night like that. You're going to have a wall up in your spirit, in your mind, that does not allow the insanity outside to ever get inside. Everyone understands. Listen, since you understand, let's celebrate with a drink. Clap it up. We having some problems?
Yes.
Oh, please, let me know. After a while. No rush. I'm not rushing you. You act like I'm rushing him. I'm not rushing him. I'm waiting as long as I have to wait.
We're preparing the ice.
Please, get it ready. Don't let me. You think I'm rushing? I'm not. All right, let's go ahead. The water Levi.
We have Atlanta on the call.
Atlanta, give Atlanta the brave a hand. I see you, warrior. You have any questions, let me know, all right? I can do those 3 breakdowns if you need. If not, I'll move on and answer your questions for you, all right? Asher.
So the first question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Asher. And you got the videos, right? We got videos. We got to go with Donald Trump, with the police state, with martial law being instituted right here in New York. We're going to go over that today. Go over Donald Trump, who sold up the Republican nominee yesterday. And I'll show you why he became the Republican nominee, why he won. We'll go over that and a former DEA agent explaining why crime is so high in the black community. Come on.
And the wealth gap in America.
And the wealth gap in America, my God, which is an insane fact. The wealth gap in America is just an insane number that economists say cannot be bridged. There is no way to get closer to the wealth gap that blacks and Latinos have with white people. There is no way for financial equality with white people, for blacks and Hispanics. It's impossible to achieve. We'll go over that today as well, all right? For now, I'll answer your questions. Let's get it.
So the first question I have online is from Officer Shayawan.
Mm-hmm.
The brother said, Salaki, if I may, are the descendants of slaves from Bermuda, are they Israel?
The descendants of slaves from Bermuda absolutely are Israelites.
And what tribe would they be?
They are the tribe of Benjamin, the same tribe as the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul, give me some other famous Benjamites. You know all the famous Benjamites. Marcus Garvey, though he's not in the truth, but he's a Benjamite. Come on. Commanding General Yohana. That's the one I'm waiting for. Commanding
Q.
Say again?
General Q.
General Q, I don't believe is a Benjamite.
Yeah.
General Q is not a Benjamite. General Q is a Judite.
No, he's not a Benjamite?
No, he's not a Benjamite. General Hazayan is a Benjamite. Captain Shamal Walla is definitely a Benjamite. Give him a hand. These are famous Benjamites. Biblically, you have some famous Benjamites, like that cat Barak, I believe, with what's that sister in the Bible? Esther? Was it Mordecai?
Yes.
Mordecai was a famous Benjamite that was pivotal in the story of Purim. Come on.
Head priest Kazak. So.
Head priest Kazak and Hazahab right here in the class. Give him a hand. Famous Benjamite in the work of the Lord. Come on.
And Salakia to General Q.
So it's all right. No problem. Ain't nothing wrong with being a Judite either. It's okay. All of the 12 tribes are acceptable. All right. King Saul. That's correct. Another famous biblical Benjamite. The people from Bermuda are Benjamites. I'm almost guaranteeing that. I can't recall 100%, but I'm about positive that the people from Bermuda are the tribe of Benjamin. All right, sis? No, I don't know what in the hell King James is other than an Israelite. I don't know what tribe he is exactly. He was in the world. That much I know. All right. Go ahead. Next.
Concert. Next question I have is from Princess Sarah.
Okay.
She asked, when will the prophecy of Isaiah 4:1 happen?
That is happening right now, Princess. Right now. Let's read the scripture for the sister. For everyone else. This is the precept about a man having multiple wives. That is happening tonight, especially once I leave out of here. It's happening right now. All right. Go ahead and read. It's gonna happen like crazy. Okay, but let's reading on.
So do you want me to start in chapter 3 first? The end of chapter 3?
It's fine with me. 1 second, sister, come on. You good? You want to wait a second? Wait, the microphone. She had a quick question. Go ahead. You can get it ready.
Stand up.
Please, come on.
I just want to know, like, can the brothers have multiple rights, knowing that they're not in the ISUPK?
Okay, they can have multiple wives even though they're not in the ISUPK because there's no sin to have multiple wives. It's very difficult to have one woman or one child if you're not in the truth. So anything that you try, there's no sin in a man who's not in the school, the water warrior, having more than one wife. But it's very difficult to have a family at all if you're not in the truth. It's hard. It's hard to have one child. It's hard to have one wife. It's hard to have an apartment. It's hard to have a car. It's hard to have a friendship. You've tried before in the world, have you not? You ever had a crew of brothers when you were in high school? You promised to be friends forever. What happened? We shot each other. That's what happened. Okay, it's hard to have a friendship outside of the school. Everyone has tried. You promise each other that you'll never snitch on each other, that you'll do anything for each other. You're going to shoot each other. That's what's going to happen. All right. So yes, you can have a woman outside of the school, more than one wife, but it's hard. It's difficult. All right.
Sir.
Please.
Before we begin, sir, we have Chicago that joined us.
Give Chi-Town a hand.
And we have Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Texas. Give Austin a hand. The water warrior. The water league.
Okay, sir. Here we go. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking in
I don't think that's our question. Or am I missing something?
It's 4:1.
Okay, you want to go into this
concert because it goes in. It tells you the state of our people now, and this is why it's happening. Concert, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts.
I got you. Meaning the Most High cursed our sisters with baldness. Why? To affect in a negative way their beauty. Because women in the world, women who are lost, women who are superficial and empty and vapid, all they care about is their looks. That's it. And they've been like that since the Garden of Eden. That's all they ever care about is what they look like. Attention that they get from men. They're empty-headed. Their entire life is on the surface. So what did the Most High do? He attacked them where they live. He attacked what they love, their hair, what they look like, knowing that that would hurt them the most. And that's a curse that our women have unto this day. So many of our women. Keep going. We good there? You good here? Keep going.
Verse 18. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their calls and their round tires like the moon.
All of these things, that's jewelry. Jewelry, because that's what they care about. The round tires are what? Earrings. Big, giant earrings like the sister, like we always had all the time. We had in biblical days. All of these things that the Bible just described, that's jewelry. Jewelry over their wrists, their ears, their toes, everything. The Most High is going to hurt them where they're not going to have the money to adorn themselves the way that they like to adorn themselves. If you're completely superficial, the Most High attacks you right there. Now you don't have the thing that is most important to you, a purse, earrings, shoes. Now you don't have these things. Hair. Now you don't have these things. Continue.
Skipping down to verse 24. Okay. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent.
Instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. That's the Most High affecting you at your vanity, at your self-esteem, your self-confidence. That smell, it's you, sister. It's you. That smell in high school, it was you. That's you. You smelling yourself. That is you. You have a terrible pH balance. It's horrific. Why? Because that's all you care about. All you care about is that you are the prettiest girl in the room. Every boy wants you. Now you are the smell that everyone is smelling. Keep going.
Concern. And instead of well-set hair, baldness.
And instead of well-set, perfect hair, baldness. Keep going.
I'm gonna skip to verse chapter 4 now, sir.
Go ahead. So now it's I mean, you have to be a fool to not know who this is talking about. Like, this is about obvious that this is not talking about our oppressors, women. This is talking about Black and Hispanic women. This is us. This is what we suffer, what we go through. And I know it can be very difficult to hear, but it is absolutely beautiful, because if this curse applies to you, then the blessing applies to you. Everyone understand?
Awesome.
Most High in Christ. All right, go ahead.
Now, this is the verse of the sister's question. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
And in when?
That day.
And in when?
That day.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Fake Israelites like the IUIC, the Purple Pigs, other random Israelite groups and people like that, they say there's some time in the kingdom of heaven when a man will have more than one wife. Like in the future, like a science fiction movie, like in the future, a man will have sex with more than one woman. I think they've been doing that, baby girl, for quite a long time. I think all of us it's probably 3 daddies, every kid, every person in this room. I think our fathers went and had sex with every woman, impregnated everybody, and we act like in the future a man will have more than one woman. What do you think your father was doing? Having sex with everyone, getting everyone pregnant. Done. This is not a futuristic prophecy at all. This is happening now. Men have always had sex with more than one woman. It is older than monogamy. Far older than monogamy. Polygamy is or polygyny as they call it today. I never heard that word. I was growing up in the truth. But having more than one wife is the oldest way that families were formed. How's it hot?
I just wanted to say, I know Muslims have a belief too, where if they blow up a train or something like that, blow themselves up, they'll get like 7 virgins in heaven.
That's correct. If a Muslim commits an act of terrorism, he gets 70 virgins. But 70 virgins when he dies in some faraway realm. Meanwhile, they had harems in Saudi Arabia tonight, right now. That's something that rich Arabs tell poor Arabs. The rich Arab says, blow yourself up and you'll get 70 virgins. I got to go. My harem is waiting for me right now. That cat has a harem tonight.
Of 70 virgins.
Well, 70. While he's telling you to commit acts of violence, your imam has a harem in Saudi Arabia now, right now, over in Dubai. He has one right now. You don't have to wait for some science fiction world to get more than one woman. That day is today. That day is today. We're doing it right here in the Israelite School of UPK. The Israelite School of UPK has always taught that a man can have more than one woman. We're doing it today. The day is today. We're doing it right now. And guess what? The women know about it and they accept it. We don't lie about it. We don't sneak around. You cats in the world, you just sneaky little rascals, aren't you? You brothers in the world, you sneaky little rascals. How do you hide it? What do you do all day? You scrub your phone like a goddamn CIA agent. You washing the perfume off of yourself. You running in the house, jumping in the shower. You run in the house and jump in the shower. She like, damn, baby, why you taking a shower? Huh? Listen, I'll be there in a minute. You trying to shower the stink of outside the house sex off of you. The perfume.
Throwing the clothes in the washer.
Throwing the clothes. Combing your clothes for lipstick and fingernails and God knows what. And then the side broad is going to scratch your back. Y'all think she's caught up in passion. You think that's passion, huh? That's because the sex is so good. She's scratching you to leave a mark for the other woman. That's why she's caught up and enthralled in passion. They find out anyway. No matter how sneaky of a rascal you are, they still find out. In the UPK, we tell them. That's that. We just tell them. We let them know what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to be. And they make this scripture come to life. Read it again and keep reading it.
Concern. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread.
Saying what?
We will eat our own bread.
What myth does this crush? The myth that the only way you can have more than one wife is if you can afford them. Many people say that. Well, how are you going to have more than one woman when you got to pay for all of their clothes and pay for all of their rent and get all of their hair done and their nails done every 2 days? Come on.
We will eat our own bread.
We will eat our own bread. That's what it says. We'll eat our own bread, meaning you do not have to feed us. We will feed ourselves. We will eat our own bread. Are we waiting for this to happen in some futuristic world? It's happening tonight. Today is the day. It's happening right now, where a woman will say, all 7 of us want to marry you. We'll pay our own rent. We'll buy our own food. Keep going.
And wear our own apparel.
Another myth is that you have to buy all of their clothing. The Bible says in that day, they will say, we will buy our own apparel. What is apparel? Clothing. This day is today. This is happening right now in the Israelite School of UPK under commanding General Yohana. Keep going.
Some of these sisters make some pretty dope clothing too.
Listen, forget about it. They're absolutely outstanding. Some of them go get a slavery and go buy clothing and buy it and purchase it and have it laying on the bed when you get home. That's what some of them out here doing. Keep going.
Only let us be called by thy name.
Okay, read the word let us. The word before let us. Read that.
Only let.
Read that right there.
Only.
Read that again.
Only.
Read that again.
Only.
Read that again.
Only.
That's all they want. That's it. They don't want anything else. Only. They don't need you to be rich and to be a football player or a basketball player or to be a high value man. They don't need none of that. They don't need none of that. They don't need you to be some superstar athlete or to be a millionaire or to be, a billionaire now. That's a new thing, actually. Now you got to be an effing billionaire to get a woman. They don't need you to do that. They only want to be called by your name. They just want everyone to say, I'm Asher's wife. Who are you, sister? Oh, that's Asher's wife. Oh, excuse me, sis. God damn. You see this, sister? That's Asher's wife over there. That's Hazahab's rib. Hey, Shalom, sis, what's your name? Oh, you are Hazahab's rib. Shalom, sis. My goodness. Hey, this is Hazahab's rib over here, Rock. Do you understand what marrying an officer in the UPK does to a sister? It cleans her. That's right. She's clean. She becomes a woman of dignity. The minute she is in the bed with him, she becomes elevated. She's free from all the rumors of youth, from the things that people used to say about her in high school, from the things and the names her mother called her, from the past, from the traumas that she went through at home. Now, who is she? Now she's Levi's wife. That's who she is. My God, she's a princess. She's absolutely glorious right now. And if women could understand this would really end the crime problem that we're going to go over tonight. There's a crime problem in New York, and no one understands how to solve it because no one knows how it starts. The Bible is saying that women will say, all I want you to do is to let everyone know that I am your woman. That's all I need, because choosing the right man cleanses a woman. Choosing the wrong man makes you filthy. That's what happens. This is how it starts. 1 second, sis. When you were 13 years old, you gave it up to this guy. Why? Because of his sneakers. Because of his, sneakers. Gold chain. Oh, my gold chain. Forget about that. That got you some tail back in high school. A car. Once you get a car, you just running through everybody in the school. Go ahead, Hazard.
The shape up, sir.
Oh, my goodness. You get that every 2 weeks shape up. I mean, women have sex for such silly, stupid reasons. One of the main reasons they have sex is because they've been traumatized as children. Right. And now they devalue themselves and they give themselves over for nothing. Well, that stains you. You marry a man in the UPK, you are cleansed, baptized, sanctified. And to offer that to a woman, she considers it priceless. And she doesn't care how many other women are sharing you. She just only wants to be called by your name. That day is today. All right. If you don't have a husband in the UPK, says, give me a call. I'm gonna straighten you out with some of these brothers in here, and they are going to tie fire to that tail of yours.
Right.
They're going to give you all the sex you ever imagined in your life, all the leadership you never got. They're going to be the father you never had, the best friend you've always wanted. They're going to complete you. You give me a call and I'll straighten you out with some of these young brothers if you're worthy of it. Give yourself a hand. All right. How's it hot?
I have a precept for when you give the sister, when you told her that angels are walking all around us.
Please.
I have 2 Kings 6:16.
Mm-hmm.
For he answered us, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
That's the precept. That's when the prophet was going through a terrible time when he was under attack by his enemies. And the prophet of God with him said, there are more with us than be with them. That our army is invisible to the naked eye, but they are everywhere around you, the angels of God.
Verse 17. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
That's what's happening in your everyday life. All right. Asher. This is excellent scotch as usual, Captain. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm.
Next question, sir, is from Delaware. Also, by the way, Kansas City just joined us, sir.
Give Kansas City a hand. I see you, KC. Go ahead, Doc.
This next question is from UPK Delaware, sir.
Mm-hmm.
A sister wants to know how do we know if we're being tested or disciplined when things happen in our lives?
How do we know if we're Being tested or disciplined. Well, to know the difference between that, you're going to have an evaluation of yourself, which is difficult for people to do. People cannot audit themselves. You got to be able to do a self-audit. The good thing is, if you're in the Israelite School of UPK, we can audit you. We can critique you. We can give you an audit of who you are. So you got one brother, both of them lost their slaveries. I'll use sisters. You got two sisters. Both of them are going through terrible times. You might have those fibroids that are a terrible thing that happen to sisters. You might have lost your slavery. You might be lonely. You might have lost the people in your life who you depended on. You might be going through terrible financial problems, right? And you're looking at yourself and you think, damn, I mean, did I do something to deserve this? Sometimes you absolutely did do something to deserve it. The Christian church will tell you that you never do anything wrong. And anytime anything bad happens to you, it's just God trying to test you. That's a lie. There are many times, more times than not, if you're going through terrible things, you deserve it. There's things you're doing in your life that have caused these terrible things to happen to you. What you need to do is to be able to audit yourself. Be able to say, well, wait a minute. You know, I do smoke weed. Right. You know, I'm absolutely getting high. I know that. You're living in your car. So many of you live in that car, right? And you never realized that before you lived in your car, the car is where you chose to get high. It's so poetic in that you get in that car, roll your windows up to create the perfect environment to get high.
The hot box.
It's a hot box. That's why you love every video of somebody on the internet is in their car, because they're in there with the windows rolled up, like Charleston White. He gets in that car, rolls those windows up, brother, and gets so high, and then he's ready to say something crazy, right? Because he's high. Before you know it, that'll be you. You'll always make videos talking a ton of garbage in your car. Before you know it, you lose your apartment. Now you live in your car. Now you can get high all the time. You understand? So if you're getting high, yes, that's why you live in your car. 1,000 other things you might do, the things you do to other people. You just live the kind of life that's antisocial. You live a life where you steal and hurt people and do terrible things to people. So really you can't be around anybody, right? You're high all the time. You're fighting somebody all the time. You can't get along with anybody ever. And so, of course, you're living in your car. You lose your slavery. You're there because you deserve it. So you want to be able to audit yourself. In the UPK, we will audit you. Talk to your camp leader, and he'll tell you exactly what the hell you're doing that's wrong. He'll spell it out to you. If you're not paying your tithes, listen, let your car seat go way back like this. This is how you get a good night's sleep, because you're going in that car and you're living in that car. You're not getting help from the school. You're going to call the school. You're going to need money. And then, lo and behold, Captain Ahmad Yashar is going to do like this. Oh, this brother doesn't pay his tithes. I'm not even telling anybody you want money. You're going to starve. That's what's going to happen to you. You don't keep the commandments, but you expect us to keep the commandments concerning you. That's something. We're supposed to help you now. Why? Because of Jesus? Because of the Spirit of Christ, I guess. We're supposed to give to you and help you. When are you going to pay tithes? Because of Jesus. When are you going to do the right thing? Because of Jesus. Surely I'm supposed to forgive you, because the Bible says to forgive. When are you going to do what the Bible says? When are you going to stop doing so many things that need forgiveness? When will you stop? Well, you're going to sleep in that car. You're going into the shelter. You're not getting any help at all. Ask your camp leader. He'll tell you why you have ruined your life. It's your fault. Now, when you realize that, then you can begin to correct yourself and to do the things in reverse that you've done to ruin your life. Now, there's another time when you're being tested. How do you know? Ask your camp leader. Ask him. He'll go, nah, this is a solid ass brother here. This is a solid sister. You know, nah, this is just the test that many of us go through when we first come into the truth. This is not a punishment. I've audited this brother, and this is not a punishment. This sister, and this is not a punishment. This is a test. Both of them have to be faced head on. Right. Both of them. So if you're being punished, you better face it head on and make the corrections. If you're being tested, you better face it head on, step into it, and get through it. Right. Neither one of them can be avoided. Everyone understands.
Okay.
Asher. See me one more time, please, Warrior. From the back.
So I get to the I don't want to occupy in the different zones. Anyone have a question? Austin, Atlanta has a question, sir.
Go ahead, Atlanta. You got it.
Hey, shalom, y'all, but your thumb, sir. Hey, Salakia, can y'all hear me, sir?
I hear you perfectly.
All right, come on, sir. Hey, Salakia, sir, going back to that Isaiah 3:24 regarding the smell of the sisters, the stink.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a trend now about the BBLs having a stink, sir.
God damn.
It's a rough one, huh?
Yeah, that's it, sir.
The BBLs, that's something y'all young brothers got to contend with. That did not exist when I was out chasing tail. That did not exist. A BBL, I don't even know what the hell that is. I see them in the gym, and they look terrible. You look like you have a saggy diaper on. You look like a full diaper. You know, Lord be with you now. I understand you're struggling with some issues, and it's sad. And of course, you need a man. That's a perfect example of what I was telling the sister earlier. These sisters are looking on the internet, and they're seeing Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and all of these girls getting all of these likes because they got big fake butts. And what happens? The chaos outside gets inside because they don't have a sound mind. So now they go out and get a BBL because someone on their phone has it. Someone on the internet has it. Let me give you the mystery to brothers. Brothers want to have sex with all the butts, all the tails. Do you understand me? Brothers do not care about any of that garbage. None of that. None of that means anything to a man at all, whether or not you got a butt like Cardi B or not. He wants that tail that you have. That one you sitting on every day, that's the one he wants. He wants that. He's fine with it. And he's going to thank the Lord that he gets it. And they all look good too, all of them, in a certain aspect. There's a condition where they all look great. Every last one of them is BB. Is that what BB or L?
BBL.
What does that even mean?
Brazilian butt lift.
Oh, well, listen. There's a condition where they all are excellent. They all from Brazil in a certain condition. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, you put your life at risk trying to get one of those when you can save your life by getting a husband.
Yeah, I heard they go over to damn Mexico and face the cartel. They go to Mexico and face the drug cartel. But sister, I would have you not be so stupid and stop doing things like that. I never heard about the thing stinking. I'm not surprised. It's unnecessary. You don't have to do that. It's okay. It's fine. You're beautiful. Everything about you is outstanding. And that has nothing to do with your value as a woman, which is the point of Isaiah 3. Your value as a woman has nothing to do with the size of your butt or your lips or your clothes or your earrings or your purse. That is not what makes you beautiful. That is not what makes you desirable at all. The thing that beautifies a woman is good works. That's what beautifies a woman. Godly works. And if you would focus on that, you would smell sweet. Women in the UPK, they got an excellent pH balance, brother. That pH is balanced in here, Asher. Absolutely, like this here.
Especially with that Tyree gas oils.
Especially with Tyree gas oils. That pH is like that. Totally like scales balanced. If you're in the world, your pH balance is struggling, and you gotta stop sending it.
Carl gas.
Carl gas. That's what he said.
Carl gas. Tyree gas.
Go ahead. You got it. Next.
Austin has a question, sir.
Mm-hmm. Austin.
Okay. All right. Shalom. Can I be heard?
I hear you fine, Warrior.
Okay. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verses 25 and 26. And they read as such. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Verse 26.
Do you need me to break this down, or is there something in specific you want?
Con out of con. And
break it down right now from right here.
I was going to read 26 and then mute up.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, if she, verse 26, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. So that's the whole point, the bill of divorce. And I know we're not supposed to marry and let them go. So just, if you could just break those two down for me, Bible Shop.
Moses allowed us to have a bill of divorce. Moses gave us the right in the law to have a bill of divorce. But from the beginning, it was not so. Precept. You're going to go to the book of Matthew. I just gave you a quote just now. From the beginning, it was not so. Moses suffered you to divorce your wives. He allowed it. So if you go into the Old Testament, you are absolutely going to read where Moses gave you the right to divorce a woman because she vexed you, because she got on your nerves, because she didn't please you. But from the beginning, it was not so. For two, he said, have become one flesh. The Most High God always intended for marriage to be permanent, to be something that once it was done, it never ended. Right. But Moses, through the hardness of your heart, suffered you to divorce. Moses knew that you just couldn't forgive each other. Your heart was too hard. And because you have a hard heart, it's better that you leave each other than kill each other. Because that's what happens when two people cannot leave each other, but also refuse to forgive each other. Now you have a house full of violence, full of death, and it can get quite serious, bro. There's so many, we're not on TikTok, right? There's so many unalivings that happen with people who are living in the same home and can't ever forgive each other for small trespasses, let alone the big ones. You have the precept I'm asking for, Rob? I just quoted the whole thing to you just now. Put it in your concordance.
It's in Matthew 19, sir, verse 8.
Matthew 19. Go ahead and read it. Where's this question coming from?
We can't hear you, Austin.
Okay. All right.
Austin, go ahead and read it. Ready.
Matthew chapter 19. Okay. And then we're going to start at verse, I think, 6. So, see it. Okay. Of course. 22. Yeah, right there.
27 or not 19:7.
So
yeah, This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 6. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh.
You want to stop? You want to go? You go up to this part out. Then why did Moses allow you to divorce? Why did Moses say you could divorce? It's somewhere above this. Verse 7. Read verse 7.
Verse 7.
Come on, sir. Verse 7. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
So now already, without reading this, right, I want you to use your sense of logic. Why is the Sadducee and Pharisee asking that question to Christ? Why are they saying, then why did Moses say you could give her a bill of divorce and put her away? Why are they even asking him this question? Don't even read above it. Just answer it logically.
Looks like they're trying to catch him up in a lie.
Okay, but you're almost there. Listen to how they word it. Then why did Moses say you could give her a bill of divorce? There's only one reason you would ask someone that question and form it like that. The person you're asking is saying you cannot divorce. Use your logic, right? You're not allowed to divorce. Then why did Moses say you could give her a bill of divorce? Do you understand? That's what you need first. Christ was teaching not to divorce, that divorce was wrong. How do I know? Because the Pharisee said, then why did Moses say you could divorce? That's because Christ was out on the street teaching that divorce was wrong, that you weren't allowed to divorce. Do you understand, Austin?
Okay.
Keep going. Read it from the top.
Verse 7. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
So now they're using that precept that you just pulled, and they're saying, well, in the Old Testament, it says you can give her a bill of divorce and let her go. You're teaching that you're not allowed to divorce. Why did Moses say you could then? Keep reading.
He saith unto them, Moses because of the hardness of your hearts suffered you to put away your wives.
You know what the word you know what the word suffer means up in Old English? Suffer. You suffer something. It's like something you don't like, but you allow it. You understand? It means like to allow a thing. You don't want it, but I'll suffer it. I'll suffer this. I don't want you to do it, but I'll suffer it. It's to allow a thing that might be unpleasant to you. Moses suffered you to have a divorce. For what reason, Austin?
Because of the hardness of their hearts.
Because of the hardness of your hearts. That's why so many marriages end up. Because you just won't forgive. You won't let anything go. You won't do it. So you got to be mad at this person forever. Angry with them forever. And now, of course, you can't leave them. So what do? Wrap her up in a sheet and put her in a closet. And that's where you find a lot of women wrapped up in a goddamn shower curtain and in a closet. What happens to brothers? Forget about it. She's going to burn all 3 of your toes with battery acid. That's what's going to happen. You're going to go to that car. Am I telling you something you never heard of? You never heard of a woman going to get battery acid and putting it on your shoes? Oh, you grow up in a kind, gentle society. Yeah, they go to that car, brother, and somehow they become master mechanics because they go over to your car and get battery acid out the damn car. Come in there and put it in the container that can hold it and pour it on your shoes.
That's a lot of chemistry.
You feel like they become chemists. Forget about the hot chicken grease. Nobody knows about that. Oh, okay. I was like, these kind women in here. They'll start frying chicken. You sitting down with a plate thinking you're about to eat. That chicken grease, you're the chicken. That chicken grease is going on your face, on your pants. You know, that knife rack you got sitting in there with that little wooden block with the knives in it. I've been telling you to get rid of that for years. Get rid of that thing. Don't ever let that wooden knife block sit in your house up because she's going to throw knives at you like a circus act. She's going to take those knives out like a ninja and toss all those knives at you. People that can't forgive each other harm each other. They harm each other. Moses said, you know what? Let them divorce, because they're killing each other in the home. Let them leave each other. I don't like it, but let them do it. Moses, for the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to have divorces. So this should show you what you need to stay together forever. You're going to have to forgive, man. You brothers, you got to forgive that woman for being a bitch. Forgive her. You check her, you chastise her, you yell at her. Then let it be over. What does the Bible say, brother? The Bible says, let not the sun go down upon thy anger.
Right.
That is an excellent, excellent practice. In a good seasoned marriage, they end arguments before they go to sleep. The night is coming. We've been arguing all day. It's time to kiss so I can make up. A lot of you children can help you because if you have a child and if you're a good parent, now you're a terrible parent. Just remember I said that. So you don't do this. But a child can force you into kissing so that the child can see that you love each other. It can push you into it. So you're mad and she's mad. You can't stand each other. The child is sitting right there. So you go, I love you, mommy. I love you, daddy. And the child gets all smiley and the child is all happy. The child sees you kissing each other. Look, you'll see the grin on him. You'll see him when you kiss each other, he'll go like, oh, damn. Wow, look at this. Hey, love me. Eat this something. He'll get so happy or she'll get so happy. And so you just do it because the child likes it. Because it's good for the child. So you kiss each other. And before you know it, all that kissing now for the child, you forgive each other. You forget about whatever stupid thing you're arguing over. And you women, you have got to forgive your husband, forget another woman. You got to let it go. My God, let it go. It was always going to happen. If you married a man in the world, he was going to get another woman too, except the woman was going to be a transgender woman. It was going to be a man in a dress. The woman was going to be a white woman, a Chinese woman. The woman was going to be a prostitute. The woman was going to be your daughter. Do you understand? So you let it go. He got another wife. Forget it. Just put it out of your mind. Kiss in front of the child. Say it. I love you, daddy. I love you, mommy. Do it in front of the child and let it go. Because if you can't forgive each other, then you're going to hurt each other. Everyone understands. Moses, for the hardness of your hearts, allowed you to divorce. Keep going.
Khan. Verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery.
So where is this practice done, warrior? You have a woman, you leave her to marry another woman. Whosoever shall put away his wife, except for fornication, and shall marry another. So you're married, but you want to be with her. So you leave her, even though she did not commit fornication. She did not commit a sexual act against you with someone else. You left her. Why? So you can marry this one. Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another. What is that called? Leaving your wife to marry another. Leaving your wife to marry another. Whoever can guess this, I'll be impressed. No one of rank, no one at 5,000 or above answer this question. I'm leaving my wife to marry another. Whosoever does that has committed fornication. That's what it said. Read it one more time.
Verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery.
Putting away your wife has not committed adultery, who has not committed fornication, but you put her away and you marry another. You put this one away, you divorce this one and marry another. That is adultery. Right. What is that? Austin, do you know?
It's America.
You're not going to like it. Give you the answer. Austin, you want to give it a try? Anyone in the chat room want to give it a try? Any sister that would like to give it a try? I'll take it from you. Sisters in the chat room, give it a try. He's married. He wants to be with this girl. So he leaves this girl to be with this one. He committed adultery. What is that called?
If I could.
Go ahead, Al.
He's basically putting his wife away, meaning like putting her away, meaning he put his woman away to get another woman.
The UPK term for it. I want you to give me the term that's used every day for I was with her, but then I don't love her, so I have to leave her so I can be with her. That's done every day, and it's called something. Ephraim, you want to give it a shot?
Of course.
Cheating?
No, it's not cheating. That is not called cheating. Why? Why isn't it called cheating? Who knows? It's right in front of you. Why is it not called cheating, Asher?
Because you're leaving one.
Because I'm leaving this one. So I'm not cheating on her. I left her. Now I'm with this one. What is that called? Please, Simeon.
One night stand?
No. I was with her. I left her. Now I'm with her. It's not one night. I had a wife. I left this wife to marry this wife. Right here in the back. You got it. Go ahead.
Slack, you said if I may, would it be called quote unquote dumping her or divorcing her?
I got some.
Okay, let me hear your question. Not quite. Let me get you online. Go ahead.
I have one person that said monogamy.
Give him a hand. Who said that? What's the name of the person that said that?
Two brothers said it first. Shapat Dayak from DC and Ayasap Hayam.
Well, these are learned men. That's monogamy. If you believe in monogamy, if you believe in having one wife, what do you do when you just don't love her anymore? What do you do when you fall out of love with her? What do you do when you're not happy with her? What do you do when you want to be with her? You see, I can't have sex with her. Why? Because I can't. I want to be with this girl, but I can't be with her. Why?
Because you're married.
Because I'm married. So to be with her, what do I got to do? I got to leave this one and marry this one. Monogamy is adultery. Right. It's adultery. You're going to commit adultery. What percentages of marriages end? All of them. 85%. That's the real damn number. 85%. If you divorce your wife and marry another woman, you are an adulterer. Monogamy is adultery. if you already have a woman, because you leave that woman to marry this woman. That's adultery. I just read it just there. I'll read it one more time. Go ahead. Read it again.
And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another,
who's marrying the other right here in this scripture? Who's marrying the other? Man or woman?
The man.
The man. The man is putting away his wife, leaving this wife, and marrying this wife. That's monogamy. Now the man has what? One wife. He had one wife right here. He left her so he could have this wife. Now this is his one wife. Monogamy is adultery the way that you do it in America, because you leave a woman to marry another woman. You don't cheat on her. God forbid you do anything like that. You would never be a low value man and cheat on a woman. No, if I'm not happy with her, I sit her down and I say, listen, we're not happy anymore. We haven't been happy for a while. What about the kids? We'll co-parent the kids. We'll be co-parents. I'm leaving you. And now you're going to see on Facebook he's marrying this new broad. That's adultery. Monogamy is adultery. It's adultery to leave a woman so you can only have one wife. You leave this wife so you can marry this wife, so you can keep the rules of monogamy, so you can only have one wife. That's adultery. That's what the Christian church does. The IUIC does. Everyone does that but Commanding General Johannes Kant. All of them do it. So you dumb bitches in the world, if you think that you are helping yourself by marrying a monogamous man, he is going to leave you once he has a woman with a bigger BBL than you. He's leaving you. Why? Because he's a monogamist. He can only have one woman. So he's going to leave you and marry another. You understand, Austin? Your question, or was it something else?
Well, you made me understand it. So the latter part of that scripture. So when the man goes, then it forces the woman, if they're not going to be together, he forces the woman to get with another man, and then that again, that's the adultery again, right there.
No, I think you just the adultery is what you just read.
Right,
that's adultery, right? What's the first adultery you committed?
Right, so
I'm asking you, what is adultery? What's the first adulterous act that happened?
The first adulterous act that happened was the man throwing away his wife and then getting with another woman.
That's the adultery right there. It just said it. It didn't say anything else other than he left this one and married this one. He has committed adultery. That's the direct wording of it right there, is it not?
You're right, General.
In front of you. He left this one and married this one. Adultery. Done.
Right.
Who's this new woman? Oh, this is not your wife. Who's the other one? You kept them both? No, I didn't keep them both. I couldn't cheat on them. I believe in having one wife. So I left her and I married a new woman. You're an adulterer. Right there. As soon as that happens, you're an adulterer. Right? You believe in having one wife? You believe you can leave this one and marry a new one? You're an adulterer for doing that. Now, after you commit that act of adultery, then who else commits adultery? Your former wife commits adultery because she's been left by you. So now she gets another man and her real man is still alive, which means she's an adulteress, because the Bible says a woman is bound to her husband until he be dead. Now your former wife is also an adulterer. You're an adulterer because you left her and married another woman. She's an adulterer because she married someone else. You understand?
Okay, completely. The water, General. Later.
Captain.
John. A question on John. The doubting Thomas, right? When Thomas had to see him. So now a lot of Trinitarians in John 20 and 28, when Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord, my God, they look at that as him affirming that Jesus is God. right? Now, so I want to know, I want to know if this is proper teaching or not. To me, I look at, so he already doubted that Christ was even resurrected. So when he touches him and see him, it's more like, I look at, and you tell me if I'm wrong, I look at it like, my God, like this is an amazing event because I thought he was dead. That's how
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, that's okay. Kind of.
You saying Christians are saying that when he says that, it's like he's calling him his name.
Right. Like when he's saying, my Lord, my God, that's him saying, Trinitarians say this is Thomas affirming Jesus is God.
Well, those Trinitarians, you should wait outside the house and then jump out and scare them. Then you'll be God. Because what are they going to say? My God, what Lord, Jesus Christ, what is happening? I don't know why people read the Bible. The Bible is not a fairy tale. The man didn't believe that this could be Jesus because Jesus died. Right. Then he goes and sticks his hand in a wound. My God, my Lord. Just like you would do, just like you've done 100 times when something amazing happens, when you get scared or someone jumps out, you go, oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. That's what Thomas did. Next.
Kansas City has a question, sir.
KC, you got it, warrior.
Hey, shalom, General Yahbashim Yashua, sir.
What's going on, warrior?
Like it, sir. The brother here, Officer Cornell Agabal, he had a question out of one.
Go ahead, warrior. Which one of you brothers or both of you are part of the KC4? Any of you?
I am, sir.
Give him a hand.
The Most High Christ. Water out of one.
Well done to the entire camp in KC, especially the KC4, who are men that hazard their lives for Jesus Christ and his word. Well done, KC. You got it.
Christ. The water out of one.
No sweat.
So like, yeah, I don't want. I got a question about Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. Of course, we know our enemies are not fake Israelite groups. They teach that they use this verse to say they can't wear pants. But I was wondering, I had two parts to the question. I was wondering first if this coincided with the pagan worship of the goddess Ishtar, where she had the men and women cross-dressed, the men dressing like women and the women dressing like knights or warriors. And then also, can we use this? Salakia, go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, warrior.
And then also, Salakia, can we use this to teach that a woman is not to be join the police force, security guard, military, and stuff like that?
Okay, no. What you can do is use it for this. A woman is not to wear what pertaineth unto a man, right? There are women's pants. So this is not talking about pants. Okay. Purple Pigs, the Geno Jennings group, there's a few other groups that say this is speaking about a woman wearing pants. If you think that, then of course, there's nothing wrong with a man wearing skinny jeans. Skinny jeans are absolutely unlawful. When I say skinny jeans, I'm using a word, I don't know what y'all call them, but the jeans that are clearly made for women, right? There are jeans that are made for women, pants made for women, shirts that are made for women. Everybody understands? Those things are allowed. You can wear those things. So wherever the hell you work, if it's something that is made for a woman, then it is clothing that pertains to a woman, and a woman is allowed to wear it. You cannot wear clothing that pertains to a man. In every field, you can find things that are made for a woman. In the UPK, we have women's shirts. You know how we wear rock t-shirts in the UPK. Right. Now, women also rock t-shirts in the UPK, but those shirts are different. And on many slaveries, in the police force and things like that, the shirts are different because they're made for women, cut different, shaped different. They make some difference because they know women wear it. You understand? That is what makes it lawful. All right. You're allowed to wear something that is for women to wear. What this makes unlawful is looking like a real, give me the right word to say it on TikTok, a woman that is, manly. You get the point. I used to have a word when I was young that I can't say anymore, but you're that word. That's what you are. And that is unlawful, where you're a woman trying to look like a man. And everybody knows what in the hell it is when you see it. This is not, crazy. This is what you know when you look at this. You know when you see this woman and she has a shirt. This woman has a shirt. This woman has pants. This woman has pants. Are you telling me there's no difference between a woman who's not trying to look like a man and one that is, you know there's a difference. Why do I got to break this down every 5 years? Because of some idiot Israelite group that has never heard of women's shirts or women's pants. Everybody understands that, right?
General.
Woman who dresses in jeans look like a man, brother.
Lie.
You know that ain't true. No, that's not the damn case, right? But can a man wear jeans made for BBL women? Is it okay? Because if this scripture is talking about wearing pants, you understand what that means, right?
Lie, sir.
Hello?
Salakius, we on
If
mute.
the scripture is talking, saying a woman can't wear pants, then that would mean all pairs of pants are for men. You understand? Show me some pants up there. Show me some of the pants that the Purple Pigs IUIC would allow you to wear. Right. That would mean show me some apple bottom jeans. That's a good one. Who are it? Both of y'all was in the same mind on that one. Give yourselves a hand. I forgot about apple bottom jeans. So in the IUIC, this would be allowed.
You want me to show this?
Yeah, there you go. This is for a man. Show me the men's jeans up here. Put them up on the screen. That's for a man. That's for that ain't true, right? That if this scripture is saying a man can't wear pants, then a man can wear that. He absolutely can wear that with apple on the back of his butt right there. I got to move on now. I done broke this down over the years. I don't quite understand. Okay, this is what you want. When you want to cut somebody, show them. You got phones now. I didn't have when I was young. Pull a phone out, show him apple bottom jeans. And then you ask him, so can a man wear these? He's going to say no. And then you'll say, why not? And then you'll have him. Everybody understands.
Sir.
All right, next.
The water,
General.
No problem. Can I get into the topics now?
Oh, sure.
Any other questions in the room here?
I have a bunch of questions online, sir.
You want me to do one or two or no?
That's on you, sir. Okay, come on. Salaki, to everyone that posted questions, I'm going to read. I'm going to read this one here.
Go ahead.
This is from Officer Madara.
Mm-hmm.
He asked if he can get a breakdown on Leviticus chapter 19, verse 20.
Go ahead.
Sir. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband,
Mm-hmm.
and not at all redeemed,
Mm-hmm.
nor freedom given her,
Mm-hmm.
she shall be scourged.
Mm-hmm.
They shall not be put to death because she was not free.
Meaning this woman right here, with adultery, you got put to death if you committed adultery. But this woman was promised by her boss to someone else. So she wasn't free to decide whether or not she has this marriage. Her father didn't set this marriage up. Her boss set it up. You understand? So because of that, she's not going to be put to death for adultery or like she broke the bond of a father giving away his daughter because she was not free, meaning her boss chose this marriage for her. You understand? So imagine being betrothed to someone or engaged to someone, except the man who you owe money to set the marriage up because he makes money off of it. You understand? Because you have a debt to him or your family owes him money. So now he can arrange for you to be married and get what? He keeps the dowry. He keeps the money because your father owes him money. Then you decide you don't want to be married to him. You go and marry somebody else. You get a beating, but you don't get unalived. That's the rule. Everyone understands.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead. This is, of course, during the time before Christ when Israel had a class system that was abused by the Sadducee and Pharisee and the ruling class. And Jesus Christ demolished the class system in Israel. Now we're a nation of kings as God always wanted it. Now it doesn't matter what tribe you're from. It doesn't make you better than another tribe. But at this time, Israel was ruled under a class system, and the lower classes, of course, many times were abused by the upper class, as happens in most societies. Jesus Christ ended that. Everyone understands.
Come on, sir.
Next.
Are you ready, sir?
Let's go. Clap it up. All
So,
right, now.
wait, I wanted to ask, what do you think about shoplifters?
Shoplifters. Well, I think that, of course, no one in the Israelite school of UPK should ever shoplift. You bring shame upon this school by shoplifting. That's not allowed in here. Some of you young brothers, you grow up shoplifting all the time. You can't do that anymore. You represent something that cannot stand for its reputation to be tarnished with your petty theft. Everyone understands. However, I don't think you should be shot to death and killed. But let me show you who does think you should be killed. Go ahead and play it.
And we will immediately stop all of the pillaging and theft. Very simply, if you rob a store, you can fully expect to be shot as you are leaving that store. Shot.
Right. Donald Trump 2 days ago, brother, won the nomination for the Republican Party. This is why. Because on everyone's phone and on the internet, you're seeing kids going to Rite Aid and CVS and going to Macy's downtown,
Gucci store,
and the Gucci store, and they're stealing. And the white people who watch their phone go, this is terrible. This is horrible. Something must be done about it. And they go and get our oppressor, who is an animal, and they want him to solve the crime problem. His solution to theft and shoplifting is to be shot as you leave the store. That you're going to be killed as you leave the store. That, of course, is not the solution to shoplifting. That's not a solution. It's the only solution that gets you elected in America, because the crowd was roaring for it. Brothers and sisters, right now, the media, because it's election time coming, and you should be very afraid come election time if you're someone in the world, because during election time, every politician has to abuse blacks and Hispanics to get elected. It happens every year, every 4 years. I can remember so many of them. I wish I could remember this black face that was up on the screen every day when Michael Dukakis was running for president. What's this cat's name? He murdered some white woman.
Unalived.
He unalived the white woman, and they put his face on the screen every day. And after that, they created that crime bill where they put all of your family in jail forever. They created the 3 strikes rule, because this one crime they put on the screen forever on TV. Now you have some Hispanic that was killed, some Hispanic immigrant that unalived some white woman in California. And his face is on the screen every day, showing that he unalived the white woman. They use these crimes. They use the crimes that happen in CVS and Rite Aid and the Gucci store to get elected, because whoever can beat you to death and shoot you when you come out of the Rite Aid is going to become president. Let me show you, please.
So do you think a solution would be, having the National Guard come patrol?
Well, no, I don't think that's a solution, but the governor of New York does think that's a solution. Today or yesterday, New York instituted martial law in New York in the subway because of the crime that's happening in Midtown Manhattan, because of the crime that's happening in these stores in Manhattan. I'm going to show you right now. Asher?
City to help slow down violent crimes in the subway system.
This comes as yet another subway conductor is recovering after being attacked. Good day's Lizette Nunez. She is live at Columbus Circle with the latest. Lizette, what do we know?
Good morning, Dana Tashani. Well, the governor's plan includes adding members of the National Guard as well as state police inside the subway system. Now, she says that she really can't do this alone. She's also going to need the help from different district attorneys to ensure that repeat offenders are kept off the streets and the subway system.
New images shows a person wanted after a conductor was hit in the face with a glass bottle. The latest attack taking place in the Bronx after Governor Hochul laid out her plan to crack down on crime in the subway system.
These brazen, heinous attacks on our subway system will not be tolerated.
The plan includes deploying nearly 1,000 National Guard members and state police to do random bag checks at some of the busiest subway stations. This on top of the more than 1,000 officers New York City added into the subway system after the month of January saw a shocking 46% increase in transit crime. while the month of February saw a more than 15% decrease.
So now what do we have here? So now when you go into the subway station at, Times Square, different places around universities and NYU, you have to be searched. They're going to search your bag to get on the subway in New York. And you can resist the search. You can not comply, but then you cannot get on the subway. You got to find another way to get to work, find another way to get home. This is happening right now in New York City. Why? Because it's election time, young man. And now, of course, everyone who beats you and abuses you is going to get elected. Everyone who treats the politician that treats every Black and Hispanic citizen like a criminal is going to win the election. And that's the key to getting elected in New York, is to treat everyone like they're a criminal, to treat every Black and Hispanic person like they're a drug dealer, like they're a criminal. And that is always what happens. And you can look at your calendar in a minute. They're going to beat up or shoot some unarmed kid who was not robbing anybody, who wasn't doing anything. And then the Democrats will tell you to march down the street about it. And this is just normal life here, because really crime in America is used for politicians to get elected. Let me tell you the true story of crime. Give me the DEA agent, please. Here's what's really happening with crime in America. This is a former DEA agent, right? Listen carefully to his story.
Stubble. And it wasn't very many Black guys in my position. So when I would go into the war room where we were setting up all of our drug and gun addiction task forces, determining what cities where we're going to hit, I would notice that most of the time was always appeared to be urban areas. And that's when I asked the question, well, don't they sell drugs out Potomac and Springfield and places like that? Or maybe.
Paul, please. This is a brother. He's a DA agent in Washington, D.C. And he goes to the task force meetings and he sees they're only raiding Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. And he goes, well, don't they sell drugs in white neighborhoods? They don't sell drugs out there? Listen to the answer of his supervisor. Go ahead.
Y'all think they don't. The statistics show they use more drugs out in those areas than anywhere. The special agent in charge, he says, we go out there and start messing with those folks. They know judges, they know lawyers, they know politicians. You start locking their kids up, somebody's going to jerk our chain. He said, they're going to call us on it. And before you know it, they're going to shut us down. And there goes your overtime.
Pause. He just said, he went to his supervisor and said, well, why aren't we doing drug busts in white neighborhoods? Statistics say they're doing more drugs. And his supervisor said, well, these people know judges and congressmen and lawyers. If you go out there and you try to arrest them, once they tell their parents, they're going to shut us down, pull our chain, and we will lose our overtime. Policing in America is done to abuse Blacks and Hispanics and to never try to arrest white people, to leave them alone, so that the face on the news of the criminal is your face. The face on the news is the face of a Mexican, of a Dominican, of a Guatemalan, of a Haitian. But the face can't ever be the face of a white person who is doing terrible crime and being unpoliced, because that won't get you elected if you are arresting white people. And that's the truth of crime in America. That's the truth of policing in America. They don't want to police white people. They don't want the repercussions. Ephraim.
I would say regarding the Dukakis, the man's name was Willie Horton.
Willie Horton. Listen, give me the whole Willie Horton story. I'll tell you. Willie Horton, Michael Dukakis, he was against the death penalty, right? And he was adamant about not supporting the death penalty. But old George Bush Sr., he was from Texas. And a white man from Texas would like to put you on an electric chair on somebody's lap. Right. They'll stack them on each other's lap so they can unalive 5 of them at the same time. And there was Willie Horton who did some crime against a white woman. And they just pushed his face in everybody's TV screen, his face. And everyone voted for the one who loved the death penalty because they want to put that face to death. Let me see Willie Horton's face. Is that him? That's him right there. Ooh, that brother, that was coming out the walls. That face right there. Put it up on the big screen.
Come on, sir.
That face was coming out the walls all election year. Willie Horton. man, and Michael Dukakis got wiped out because he would not have given him the death penalty. And America wants him to be unalived. They need it. They need it to feel safe. They need it to feel safe. Everyone understands. All right, let's move on. What we have? I got some more stories. I got to get in the scripture breakdowns too. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, what do you, with all of that, what do you think about the gap, the wage gap, the wealth gap?
Listen, let me tell you. If here's the real issue with crime. Let me try to break this down. I don't have much time, right? You ever hear people talk about generational wealth? Who's heard that term? Raise your hand. It's everywhere. In the Black community, in the Hispanic community, we must create generational wealth. We need generational wealth. Listen carefully. You cannot create generational wealth until you stop the people that create generational poverty. And that's what our oppressor does. You're out there trying to create generational wealth. There's a society, a power structure that is creating generational poverty, that is making sure that your grandchildren will be poor. You're thinking you can do something. Go to college, buy land. Have you heard this, Asher? You must buy land. Buying land is the key to creating generational wealth. There is a man who is creating generational poverty. If you don't deal with him, he snatches your dream away from you. He snatches your goal away from you. There's something in America called the wealth to income ratio. It's the real deal when it comes to creating generational wealth. Meaning, if you want to live, you need a job to live from paycheck to paycheck, right? Your kids will have, if they're smart enough and diligent enough to go to college, they'll need a student loan. Why? Because you only have enough money to pay your bills. So if your kids go to college, they need loans to go to college. When they get older, they're paying back those loans. So their kids will need loans to go to college. And so basically, Blacks and Hispanics live from paycheck to paycheck. We don't have money to invest in the things that create generational wealth. For generational wealth, you need to invest. You need stocks. You need money that grows and grows and grows. Over time, your children inherit that money. They pay for their children's college education, and then they have no student loans. Then now that money stacks, and your children invest. You need investment money to create generational wealth. Well, in America, our oppressor creates generational poverty. And the wealth to income gap between Blacks and Latinos is this. Asher.
Come on, sir. This is from CNN.com. White Americans have far more wealth than Black Americans. Here's how big the gap is. Although Black and Hispanic Americans have accumulated more wealth in recent years, their median net worth still lags far behind that of white Americans.
Now, median means the middle. It's a ratio that means it's straight down the middle. Keep going.
The net worth of the typical Black and Hispanic household in 2022 was $44,900 and about $61,600.
So that's from 41 to 61. That is below middle class. And that's the medium. You make about $50,000 a year or under. Some people at the top level make 61. That's the medium. All right, for Blacks and Hispanics. Keep going.
Respectfully, according to the Federal Reserve's latest survey on consumer finances, a Triennial report released this month that provides a comprehensive look at Americans' financial circumstances.
I mean, they do this 3 times a year. Keep going.
Even with these gains, their wealth remains only a fraction of that of white households.
So meaning Black people begin to try to make gains with making more money, with doing better in the economy, but white people do even better. So even though we're trying to move up, they move up at a greater rate. So the gap stays gigantic. Keep going.
White households whose median wealth was $285,000 last year.
Do you hear what he just said? The medium amount of money. Now, I'm not talking about poor people, which is all of us. All of us are poor. This ain't got nothing to do with us. We're poor. I'm talking about the middle class, the middle. That's $41,000 to $61,000. The middle of white people is $285,000 a year. That's their middle. That's not their upper class. That's their middle. $285,000 a year. Someone is creating generational poverty. Someone is doing it. Someone is engineering everything in life, even crime, making sure that your people are so poor that they commit crime, making sure that your people are the only ones going to jail, making sure that those fathers that go to jail have children without an income earner, without someone to discipline them, without someone to get their life on the right path. So what happens to the next generation? They rob stores too. They rob stores too. They loot and rob stores too. And it just continues to grow because our oppressor creates generational poverty. Continue.
Asian Americans had the highest median net worth.
Who? What kind of Americans?
Asian Americans.
Hispanic immigrants.
Asian Americans.
People coming over to America on buses, coming down from crossing the border in Texas, being bussed out to Manhattan, being bussed out to Staten Island to live in shelters.
Asian Americans.
So you're telling me that Asian Americans, the ones that own all your restaurants, all of your stores, they're making those chopped cheeses for you down here. Even the Dominican restaurants in New York are owned by Chinese people. You see that Dominican every day. You think he owns that place? He does not. He works there. He's a manager. He works at that Dominican store, that bodega, or the Ephraimites that own the bodegas. Chinese people own those places. Those are the people who make more money than white people. You're mad that the immigrants are coming to New York, but you're not mad that the Koreans and the Chinese are here? You got no anger for them? You're not upset about the Chinese and the Koreans and the Vietnamese in your restaurants? I mean, to own everything in your neighborhood, but you're mad at the immigrant who lives in a shelter. He's your adversary. The Mexican, the Guatemalan, the El Salvadorian. He's your enemy. The Chinese here have more money than white people, and they got it from selling you chicken wings, from selling you fried rice, and from doing your wife's nails. Forgive him, please. Read. Do what? I'm sorry. Keep going.
Asian Americans had the highest median net worth at $536,000.
You know what I know we should do? Instead of trying to get the immigrants out of New York, get the Chinese restaurants out of New York. That's right. Make them leave. Make them leave. Make all of the Chinese people who own restaurants, who own nail salons, they should leave New York. Then we'll have more room for the Mexicans. Then we'll have more space for the Guatemalans, for the El Salvadorians. Then we'll have enough space once the Chinese and the Koreans leave the neighborhoods that we live in. They make more money than white people. And white people are mad at who? Take a guess. Go on, say it. Who are they mad at black people? They're mad at the Mexicans. When the Chinese have more money than white people in America. I keep Ephraim, come on. You want to say something? Come on, break it down. Go ahead.
Real quick, it kind of like just thinking about all this in my head. It kind of made me like think about. It kind of sounds like a trick question, like, you know, Trump supporters, you know, the country supporting Trump, you know, it says more about this country actually than about him. That's one. And it's like it made me think, I don't say this country is my country anymore, you know, but it makes me think like, is it our country in the sense that our oppressors stole it from us? Or is it not our country in the sense that they rule over us type? So, you know, was it ours in the beginning? Was it ever ours or not? Or because I don't believe anything the history books ever said. So, I mean,
for time's sake, I'll tell you this. This is not our rest. This is not our country. This is the land of our captivity. This is the land where we are made to serve with rigor. This is like calling prison your home, which institutionalized brothers do. What do they call their cell in prison? Who knows? Your house. That's what they call it. They say, I'm going home. That's what they call it. They call that cell is their home. That's my house. When they call it being arrested and locked up when you go to the hole. That's when the cops come and arrest me and they put me in a hole. But if I'm not in the hole, I'm going home, which is my cell. You understand? This is the place that we were made to serve in captivity of. This is not our rest. This is not our home. Everyone understands. This is something that we get through that because of the love of God and his son, Jesus Christ, who gave his life for us. Primeramente Dios will get through it. You understand? All right, go ahead. I got to move on for time's sake. Give me the last scriptures. Let me know when the rapid are. I know I got a couple of seconds. All right. Yeah, we packed. Oh shit. Okay, I thought it was 8. Okay, come on.
You wanted the Romans 14.
Zechariah 1 and 20.
Zechariah 1 and 20 first, so I cannot forget that one. All right. This is Zechariah 1 and 20. I'll break it down for you. All right. Give me the four horns, and then the 4 carpenters. All right. Go ahead.
Sir. This is Zechariah chapter 1, verse 20. And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters.
So this is the vision that the prophet Zechariah is having, all right? I believe Zechariah in Hebrew is Zakar, I believe, right? So he's having a dream or a prophecy that God is sending him. Come on.
Zakar means to remember.
Is Zechariah the same as Zakar? Zakar means to remember. Zechariah means Zakar.
Remember the Lord.
Remember the Lord. Throughout. Go ahead.
So the question was, who are the 4 carpenters?
The 4 carpenters. Well, first, let me break it down for you. Go ahead and read it.
Verse 21. Then said I, what come these to do? And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah.
So these 4 horns that he saw in this vision are these horns are scattering. So imagine an animal with horns, like a cow with horns, and he's using his horns to push the tribe of Judah out of their land and to displace them. The 4 horns are speaking about the Greeks, the Romans, the Babylonians, or the what's another name?
Assyrians.
The Syrians, which is the same thing, and the Persians. The same 4 nations that were in the dream that Daniel had. The Romans, the Persians, the Babylonians, and the Greeks. That's the 4 horns. And these 4 horns push and bully and displace the children of God. Keep going.
Sir. So that no man did lift up his head.
And so no man could lift up his head because he was being pushed out. So now everyone is sad because they're being displaced by these horns. Keep going.
But these are come to fray them.
Fray them. Fray them means to scatter them. Keep going.
To cast out the horns of the Gentiles.
These are come to cast out the horns of the Gentiles. All those 4 horns are Gentiles. The Assyrians or the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans. But these carpenters come to fray the Gentiles, to scatter and cast out the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Which lift up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it.
You get that? I just broke that down. Now, what are the 4 carpenters? The 4 carpenters are what? Think of 4. 4.
The 4 angels.
What 4 angels are you talking about?
The 4 angels, was it 4? I might be. Damn, it's right here.
The 4 horsemen.
Yes, Sir.
Of the apocalypse. Those are the carpenters. The word carpenter, when you look it up in Hebrew, it means craftsman. That's what the term carpenter means, or a skilled man or a skilled craftsman. Let me read to you about the four craftsmen, the 4 carpenters, which are the 4 horsemen of the so-called apocalypse. Give me any one of them. The one in Revelations or the one I think is in Zechariah. Where's the one with the 4 chariot men? Yes, I believe you can give me that one in Zechariah. Right, what people know in the world as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, those are the 4 craftsmen that are going to fight the four horns of the Gentiles. The Most High God is fighting for us, brother. He's going to fight for us. And he's going to send these craftsmen. One has a bow, and he's skillful with that bow. Another one has a sword. Another one has scales. And another one, I forget what the other one has, but he has something else. And they're skillful to use these tools to cast out the Gentiles. Who wants to do it? I'll get Benjamin, I'll get you Levi. Go ahead.
Go on. Zechariah 1:8.
Mm-hmm.
I saw.
Say again. That's it. Go ahead. Okay.
I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse.
So this is in the same book. This is Zechariah 1 and what?
1 verse 8.
1 and 8. Go ahead.
And he stood among the myrtle trees.
He saw a man riding upon a white horse. Keep going.
Red horse.
I'm sorry, red horse.
And he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom. And behind him were 3 red horses, speckled and white. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will shew thee what these be. Verse 10. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, these are they whom the Lord have sent to walk to and fro through the earth. Verse 11. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest.
Keep going.
Come. Verse 12. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, O Lord of hosts, how long wilt thou not have mercy on Jerusalem?
That is such a beautiful precept, Bach, and it says something that, oh my God, I just want it to be said on the mountaintops. I want everyone to know this. Let me tell you, brother, something that people who are our oppressors will never understand. The reason that men of war go to war is because the peace is killing us. The peace is killing us. The quietness is killing us. As we die in the ghettos and in prisons, and we suffer in Mexico, and we drown in rivers. This earth is that peace and quiet. This peace is killing us. It's destroying us. The peace of the Christian church, the songs and the melodies and the deafening quietness that happens when we suffer is destroying us. And as these angels, these 4 horsemen, as they look at the world at peace, they say, how long will we suffer? How long are we going to suffer? If someone doesn't create war, this peace will wipe us out until there's none of us left. I pray you understand. Keep going.
How long will thou not have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah?
That's what this angel looked at. Everyone quiet. Everyone just marching in the church and marching about their life and going on the internet and looking for sex and looking for pleasure and marching into the voting booth every year. And he said, the Lord, we need your mercy. We need help because the peace is killing us. These 4 horsemen are the 4 carpenters. Them. They're the 4 craftsmen that are going to fight the horns of the Gentiles. These plagues and pestilence, it's for your salvation, right? The nation of Israel and the Israelite school of UPK under commanding General Yohana out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. That's a spirit that's on the run, that is moving. You see it on the internet. You see it on the street corners. You see it everywhere that this school is growing and triumphing, and we are going to war, and we are stopping the peace. We're not allowing people to go to work every day and to go chase sex every day unfettered. They're going to have to hear us. We're going to have to spoil their weekend. Spoil their weekend. That's what we're here to do, to make your Saturday terrible. So you can think about a problem when you would otherwise think about getting high. The 4 horsemen are the 4 horsemen of the so-called apocalypse. They're in the book of Revelations and they're in the book of Zechariah. The same. What book is this in?
Zechariah chapter 1.
This is 1. The breakdown is also, the question is in 1 and 20. The 4 horsemen are the 4 carpenters. Next. What was the other question I need to get to? The one about tell me about the hair thing. Do I need to do that? Who knows how to cut a Christian that pulls this precept when they see your braids? When a Christian sees your braids, they are always going to say, "Know ye not that it is not lawful?" What is the word used? Something. It does not nature dictate that it is a shame for a man to have long hair. The minute you start rocking your braids, here comes some nanny in the purple pigs, in the IUIC, in the Christian church, and Geno Jennings' stupid ass group that will tell you you're wrong for rocking your hair like it's supposed to be long. It is. We don't have a culture of a man having short hair. That is not our culture. It has never been. Does everyone know how to cut a Christian that pulls this precept? That's all I need to know now. First, give me the one that the Christians will pull.
1 Corinthians.
Can you give me a short one? I mean, one finger up. Can you hit me up with one finger of scotch right here, warrior? In the back. Just one finger of scotch and give me a little more chaser. I appreciate you.
We got that sour smash there too.
Wait, I like that too. I'll give you that in mind.
To put a splash of the sour
It's
smash.
a splash. I appreciate the water, Asher.
Constant.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 11 and 14, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him?
I got you now. You're wrong for not getting your hair cut every 2 weeks. Every Christian will pull this precept on you the minute that they see you looking like something that our oppressor is afraid of. Right. They don't want you looking like Willie Horton. You understand? They cannot stand you looking like Willie Horton. So they say you got to get a haircut. And they pull this precept since before I came into the truth. Does not nature itself tell you that it is a shame for a man to have long hair? There's 1,000 ways to cut him because they don't even know what long is. And I broke this down for you 1,000 times. But this is what you need to cut them. Keep going down.
Verse 15.
I'm going to skip all the way down. Is that the one I want?
I
Go ahead.
So. Verse 15. But if a woman have long hair,
I don't need that. This is going into the whole thing. Skip down to the last 16 is what you need. That's all you need, right?
Verse 16.
Here's how you cut Christians, Akim. Listen carefully. Go ahead.
But if any man seem to be contentious.
Read that again.
If any man seem to be contentious.
Paul just said, does not nature itself show you that it is a shame for a man to have long hair? Then he begins to break down what he's saying. Then at the end, he makes sure that you know something. Read that last part, 16 again.
But if any man seem to be contentious.
What does it mean to be contentious? To argue. If any man begins to argue about what I said, because I just said, do you not know that nature shows you it's a shame for a man to have long hair? If any man be contentious about this, go ahead.
We have no such custom, neither the churches of God.
What does that mean, Akim? That's how you cut Christians, young brother. That's how you cut Christians. Just ask him, what custom don't we have? What custom don't the churches of God have? We do not have a custom of a man keeping his hair short. We do not have that custom because Paul knows that as he's saying this, someone might think he's saying we have to cut our hair. So just in case you want to fight me on this, that's not what I'm saying. We don't have this custom, not us, nor any of the churches of God. The UPK, just like Paul's school, does not have a custom of a man keeping his hair short. The church does. The IUIC does. That's their custom. But it's not the custom in the churches of God. So if you have a church that's telling you a man has to cut his hair short, he's not a church. That's not a church. That could be a church of God. It just says it right here. Read it one more time, just 16.
But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God.
Paul was not saying you have to cut your hair to make it short. He was saying nature will make it short. Nature makes it short, not custom. Nature. He's talking about what we call today male pattern baldness. Men go bald at the crown of their head. Women don't have male pattern baldness. Doesn't nature tell you that it's a shame for a man to have long hair? So men should wear headpieces that uncover the part of their head that would go bald naturally any damn way. Women should cover the part of their head that doesn't go bald naturally, which is the top of their head. He's making an argument for a woman covering her head and a man uncovering his head. He doesn't have a custom of cutting hair, nor do the churches of God. You need 16 to cut Christians to the white meat, all right? Where's the last one at? And you just ask him, this what custom is he talking about? What does that mean? I don't know. And then you'll have him in a box and you'll crush him down into powder, all right? Last one. What's the last precept I want? There you go. Romans 14:2. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Romans chapter 14, verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith, receive ye.
This is another one. I'm not sure brothers know how to break this one down. It doesn't come up much. But I've gotten calls about it, so you know. He that is weak in the faith, receive. What does it mean to receive? Accept him. All right? Throughout your career in the Israelite School of UPK under Commanding General Yohana, you will find men that are not as strong in the faith as others. Some men that come in the truth are just very strong. Captain Nazariak, when he came into school, he was strong. I saw it on him. The minute he walked through the door, I could see him. And I knew, oh yeah, this is what General Yohana needs to rebuild New York. I knew it as soon as he walked through the door. Other men are like that. When you just see him and you go, he's the one. General Hazayan was the one when I saw him. Captain Akkad, the one. And many times they come in with a group of brothers and you just look by them because he's the one. Captain Tazaryak was always the one. Captain Akkad, the one. General Hazayan, the one. It's like you can just see it and they come in and you know it's him. He's the strong one. Now, there'll be other brothers that don't have their strength. Accept them as well. Don't reject them. Receive them that are what? Read that again.
It says, him that is weak in the faith, receive ye.
Receive brothers who are weak in the faith. Don't reject them. Don't ostracize them. You got those fraternities and different sports teams where they abuse men that might not be as strong in spirit as other men on the team. Don't do that in here. In here, we're not allowed to do things like that. We're not allowed to haze brothers or to harm or to harm brothers simply because their spirits aren't as powerful as other brothers. Don't do that to them. Receive them. Accept them. Keep going.
But not to doubtful disputation.
When you receive them, don't receive them to doubtful disputation. What's a disputation? Arguments. What's a doubtful argument? Meaning you constantly abuse them and argue with them because they're not as strong in the faith. So really you bring them in just to challenge them every day about their weakness. Don't do that. Accept them. You'll see certain brothers, they're weak. Don't bring them in just to constantly argue with them about their weakness. Bring them in and take care of them. Right. Help them. Keep going.
Verse 2.
Then the Bible will describe the kind of man that some, fake Israelites or churches will bring in just to hurt him, just to argue with him. Keep going.
Verse 2. For one believeth that he may eat all things.
One brother believes he can eat all things. Now, if you're thinking this is talking about pork, calm down. Just wait a second. I know you're very hungry for pork and shrimp.
Right.
All right. And for red lobster. But just wait a second. Okay, the all things is not talking about every damn thing that lives, or else you could eat me. You could eat glass. You could eat a cell phone. It's not talking about everything. You'll see. One believe he can eat all things. Keep going.
Another who is weak.
Another who is what?
Weak.
Another who is what?
Weak.
Another who is weak. Go ahead.
Eateth herbs.
He eats herbs. So the all things is not talking about you can eat cell phones, you can eat microphones. The all things means this person eats meat and vegetables, this person only eats vegetables. Being a vegetarian is weak in the faith. That's what this precept is saying. It's right here in front of you. People who are adamant about vegetarianism. Some brothers asked me to come on their podcast yesterday. Who are these brothers? They're in what city? Mississippi? Not Mississippi. Nashville? I think it's Nashville. They invited me on their podcast. Give them a hand. They're excellent brothers in the school. And they played a video of somebody on the internet saying that you cannot drink water. And I listened to it, and then the brother went and pulled the scripture that says you can drink water. And I said, I wish I had that kind of patience. I don't have that anymore. And I don't know when I lost it. I think sometimes I know that when the flat earth thing was out, I couldn't break that down.
That was a funny time.
Yeah, I couldn't have a class proving the earth was not flat. I didn't have it in me anymore. I had it at one time, but now I just don't give a damn about you like I used to. And I could not teach a class proving the earth was round. Well, this brother taught that water is lawful to drink. I couldn't do that. Okay? People like that are weak in the faith. They don't have faith. If you believe that you must only eat vegetables, your faith is weak. Vegetarians are weak in the faith. I don't know what else I can do for you. It's right here in the Bible. If I need to read it one more time for time's sake, read it fast. Read it from the part right there. Go ahead.
Another who is weak eateth herbs.
Right. So one who is weak eats herbs. So what's the all things then? Herbs and meat. Because, of course, science tells you that humans are omnivores and humans eat meat and vegetables. But some people are weak in the faith and they believe that if they eat meat, I guess they're going to die or something. Or something bad is going to happen to them. They don't, they're weak in the faith. Keep going.
Verse 3. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not.
This is what you need to be a brother, to come together, to not hurt each other and not harm each other simply because he might not have the faith or the strength you have. Let him that eateth despise not the one that doesn't eat. If a brother wants to be a vegetarian, let him be it. Do not try to stop him. Don't say, brother, what are you doing? Don't bring him in for doubtful disputes. Oh, you a vegetarian? What you doing? You don't eat no meat? What's wrong with you, brother? You need to be eating some meat. You're wrong. That's why you can't have sex with a woman. That's why your back is weak. You need to live it. Don't do that. That's wrong according to the Bible. If this cat wants to be a vegetarian, let it. He don't eat meat. Oh, you don't eat meat. No problem, Mark. Here's a salad for you. This chicken is for me. This salad is for you. Let's go to camp. No problem. Just let it happen. Brother, say how while y'all was shot. He does not have to eat meat. He doesn't have to. Is he weak in the faith? Yes, he is. So what? Let him be that way. Maybe he'll get stronger later. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just be a vegetarian forever. So what? Let him do it. But don't bring him in just to dispute with him and to force him into doubtful disputations. So now you say, well, you got too much doubt. You don't have enough faith. So now I'm arguing with you every day about the fact that you want to eat salads. Let him eat a salad. Let him not eat meat. Let he that eateth despise him not that does not eat. Keep going. Asher.
Yes, sir. And let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth.
And if you're a vegetarian, don't look at the brothers out the side of their eye every time they eat a steak. Don't go, are you going to eat that? You know that's full of what's meat full of? Full of everything. You know that's full of this tribonabatines. You're getting all of the tribonabatines inside. That's full of the alkalines and the abitabitins.
Protein.
And then false protein. Don't do that, Ak. Okay, don't treat brothers who eat meat like they're so unhealthy and they're so wrong because they eat meat and you're so right because you don't. Don't do that, Ak. If a brother's eating meat and you don't eat meat, then just order different things at the restaurant. That's it. Don't look down on the brothers that do eat meat. The brothers who don't eat meat, don't look down on them. Everyone just eat whatever lawful thing you want to eat. Eat it and shut your mouth about it. Keep going.
Answer. For God hath received him.
Read that again.
For God hath received
The
him.
Most High God brought both of you in the truth. One of you is a vegetarian, the other one is not. The Most High God let you both come in here. So don't argue and dispute over something stupid. This is what happened in the schools of Paul, because of course there were brothers back then who were in Corinth and Galatia who believed you couldn't eat meat because of what? Because of the popular things that Socrates might have said and different people. You know, Adolf Hitler was a vegetarian. Am I right about that? Alexa, was Adolf Hitler a vegetarian?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, yes, it is recorded that he self-identified as a vegetarian.
All right, so it can't be so great, right? Because he was, you know, that's all I'm saying. Adolf Hitler was a vegetarian. You ain't got to come in here and look down at everybody because brothers are eating steak. We went out to eat some steak in North Carolina, as much as we could get up in us. Okay, now you ain't have to go, or you could go and eat that pineapple they were serving us in there. They was giving us more pineapple than steak, so you could go in there and get that. You eat the pineapple, we eat the steak. We laugh and joke with each other and have a good time. No one should look down on each other for anything that has nothing to do with the law, and that's difficult to find in this evil world. Brothers that can just accept each other, even though we're not exactly alike on every aspect. Right. Accept him. He doesn't want to eat meat. You don't ever say anything to him about it ever. He eats meat. You don't ever say anything to him about it ever. And we just enjoy each other and be with each other and love each other because the Most High God accepts us both. Everyone understands, all right? So that's that with that. Barakatah why y'all shy. Is anything? I don't have my announcements tonight. I got a new phone. My phone doesn't work. Am I done with? Let me get one more question.
I think Austin had a question.
Go ahead, Austin.
Austin.
Austin, you got a question up?
No. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyone else? Any more online then?
Concert.
Go ahead.
I have. We did the whole pants thing already.
Right.
We did that already. I have this one here, sir.
Go ahead.
This is from Jay Daniels. Salakia Adawan. Can I get a breakdown on why other nations, including Esau, were created by the Most High?
Let me see where I can go for time's sake. All right. I can get it. Give me the Most High left the other nations round about thee that he might try thee. That's in, I think, Joshua, excellent. And give me the other nations that they might bring their strength unto us in Revelations. The doors to the kingdom of heaven shall be open day and night. All right. Let me just start. Let me just tell you where it starts at, right? Where it starts in the beginning, the other nations are there to test you. That's their original purpose in the Garden of Eden. That's why the serpent was in the Garden of Eden. That's why the other nations were round about the garden, to test you. That's the original purpose. That's why they exist, to be a test. All right? You have it? Go ahead and read it. I need that, and I need for this same purpose have I raised thee up. So I'm gonna try to as fast as I can break down the entire reason for other nations existing. All right, so listen carefully. We'll start here. Their first purpose is to test you. Go.
Joshua 23, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Else, if you do in any wise, go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you.
These what?
Even these.
These what?
Even these.
No, these nations.
Cleave unto the nation. Cleave unto the remnant of these nations.
Of these what?
Of these nations.
These nations. All you want to say is nations. These what?
Nations.
These what?
Nations.
These nations. That's what we're speaking about. These nations that the brother asked about. Where do the other nations come from? Why do they exist? The Most High God, when he gave us the land of Israel, He left the other nations around the land of Israel. When you see the map of our biblical land, you have Moab right there, Edom right there. They're all sitting right there around our country, just like they were around the Garden of Eden. When Adam and Eve had this paradise, there were other nations, other trees in the garden or around about the garden for this same purpose. Keep going.
Khan, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them.
And you shall make marriages with them. You're going to go and marry these heathens, these nations. Keep going.
And go in unto them.
And you will go in unto these nations. You'll go and you'll become part of their culture, their society. You'll intermarry with these nations. Keep going.
And they to you.
And they to you. Keep going.
13. Know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations.
The minute you start accepting them, marrying them, going into them, the Most High will never get rid of them because you are accepting them. You want them in your life. You want them in your bed. You want them in your society. He's never getting rid of them. Keep going.
From before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you.
That's what they're going to be, a snare and a trap to you. These other nations that we have, the Chinese, the Japanese, our oppressor, they're here to test you. They're here to see if you actually love God, or will you give it all up so you can be with one of them, so you can join them. The Most High God has them there as a test. Is that coming up? What I just said?
The 11.
I think. What'd you say, Cap? That's the one I'm looking for. That one is strong too, Hazard. But give me Judges 3:1. Go ahead.
Judges 3:1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel.
The Lord left to do what?
To prove Israel.
The Most High left these nations around us. He didn't get rid of them. He left them to prove us, to test us. And guess what? We failed. We married them. We went into their society. We failed. And the Most High said, I'm not getting rid of them. So the first job that they serve is to be a test for us. So the Most High can try our hearts, try our resolve, our integrity, and our strength. That's step one. Here's the other mission that they serve. Give me Revelations. The Most High kept the doors of the kingdom of heaven open day and night. The other purpose they serve is to be the slave class in the kingdom of heaven. Every society needs laborers. Every society. Let me this young brother right here. What's your name, warrior? You, please. Get him on camera if you could.
On the camera, there's a screen.
What's your name, Mark?
Salakia, I'm Brother Israel.
Young man, correct?
Yes.
Young man, what?
Brother Israel.
In the UPK, our tradition is to call you young man. Would you prefer to be called brother? It's up to you.
Young man, Israel.
Young man Israel. Give him a hand.
I like to stay in the tradition of the UPK.
Most High in Christ. Well, I want you to first imagine the kingdom of heaven. Imagine tomorrow you wake up and you're in the kingdom of heaven.
I do it every day, sir. Salakia, yes.
Most High in Christ. Okay, what would you eat? What would you eat in the morning?
Anything and everything that's permissible through the
Would you like
Most High.
grapes? You like what's your favorite fruit?
Fruits, grapes.
Do you like grapes?
Yes.
Oranges?
Not
so much.
Grapes, oranges.
What's your favorite meal? Anything.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, right? Spaghetti. What kind of sauce? Tomato?
No, olive oil. Yeah,
Olive oil.
Yeah,
It's classic.
Yes.
Olive oil?
Yes,
Parmesan cheese or no?
Olive oil, yeah, a little Romano.
Come on now. You said Romano.
Roasted peppers.
Roasted peppers.
Roasted peppers.
You got peppers, Romano. You got the pasta. You got olive oil, right? Where would you want to live at? Tell me about your house.
Anywhere with access to the outdoors.
You want to be able to what? See what? Go out and do what?
I want to see clear skies. I want to see beautiful
would you want a
landscape.
large house? A large house so you can have access to the beach, access to the wilderness. Would you want your house to be large?
I want the earth, but
I hear that.
Yes.
Yeah, you want a big giant home, you know, gigantic on a mountain or in the woods or on the beach.
Mountaintop to see, to oversee things, and
There you go. Big windows and look out at everything. Fireplaces.
Sir.
You want to when it gets cold, you want fire in that fireplace. You want wood in there.
Absolutely,
All
sir.
right.
Yes.
For you to have all of that, you need someone to make the olive oil. Because olive oil, it just don't drop out of the sky. Someone has to crush those olives. Crush
Correct.
them.
Correct.
Right? In a big old press and crush them. Someone has to make the pasta. The tomatoes have to be planted and grown and harvested. The wheat for the spaghetti has to be harvested and grown. And it takes labor to make spaghetti.
Correct.
Labor. That house has to be built. Someone has to cut the wood. If you want fire to heat you in the cold months, someone has to cut the firewood.
You gotta transport
You need stonemasons to build the fireplace. Right. The only way to have heaven is to have servants. Everything you describe cannot exist without servants. Servants provide everything you just said: the spaghetti, the olive oil, the cheese. Someone has to what? Milk the goats and milk the sheep.
You need those.
You need them and tend to them and milk the cows. Someone has to turn that milk into cheese. Unless you're going to do it. That's a joke, ain't it? Yeah, ha ha ha. He damned that. I'm in heaven. I'm not milking the effing cow.
That's what the other nations is close
Give him
by
a hand.
for.
Here's the other purpose of the other nations: to be the slaves, to provide us with olive oil and Romano cheese, and fireplaces and firewood and homes built on mountaintops. That is their purpose. And I'm going to read it in the Bible. Go ahead and read it. You want to say something, warrior? You had your hand up? Right here, this brother right here. If you didn't, don't worry about it. No, the brother behind you, I thought you had your hand up. But if not, don't sweat it. Read the precept I need in Revelations fast as you can. And the gates of the kingdom of heaven will be open night and day. The gates, this is jammed up here. And the gates shall be open night and day. Who has it?
Sir. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 21. Salagi, and verse 25. And it reads, and the gates of it shall be not Salakia, and the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no by night there. And they shall Salakia, sir. Revelations 21 and 25. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. Verse 26. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. The glory and honor of the nations.
Of the what?
Of the nations.
The glory and honor of the nations. The kingdom of heaven, it'll be like New York used to be. The city that never sleeps. The gates open day and night so that the nations can bring their glory into our city. All of their wealth and gold comes into our city night and day. Keep going.
Into it. Verse 27. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth.
Nothing comes into this city that can make it unclean. But the nations are always bringing their wealth to us. Give me the last one. Give me, they shall cleave unto us. In Isaiah, I believe. 14, Isaiah 14. This is the last purpose that they serve. So now we have, they're here to test us. When the kingdom of heaven gets here, they're here to serve us. Right? They're going to bring their gold, their wealth into our city so we can take it. So we can have it to build us beautiful homes and beautiful farms and beautiful land, like David did it, with the gold from Tarshish, with ivory from other nations all around the globe. They bring their gold. David had 12 lions made of gold, 6 on one side of his throne, 6 on the other side, representing the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. He had 12, I'm seeing 12 lions on either side of him. That's what David had in his throne room. And David's throne was made of ivory from elephant tusks. And they would bring them with ships into him so he could go and use that ivory to make his throne. They bring their wealth to us, we take it, and they get to live and survive and be our servants. Here's the last thing. Read that one I asked for.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a new...
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Come on, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
A new what?
And I... Okay,
Give my hand. It's all right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord will have mercy on
The
Jacob.
Lord is going to have mercy on Jacob, brother. Who's Jacob? The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Right now, we're sitting in ghettos and starving and suffering and swimming across the Rio Grande River to try to get to New York, just for our brothers, the so-called black people, to reject us here in New York while they accept the Chinese. We're suffering right now every day. But the Most High God said he will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. Keep going.
Khan. And will yet choose Israel
Keep going.
and set them in their own land.
And he's going to put us in our own land on the mountaintops in Israel. We can look out and see the shore and see grass and see deer playing. Wouldn't that be just beautiful, brother? Come from where you're living at right now. See just the nature and earth out of your window and fireplaces and have everything you need and want. Well, you have to earn that. That's what we're doing every day here. The Most High God said he would choose us. He would choose Israel and put us in our own land. Go ahead, warrior.
Khan.
The brother right here. Come on, quickly.
Yes, Khan, quickly. When I was in the world, I was never envious or jealous of what other people had. I was appreciative of what I had myself. As I came into the truth 4 or 5 years, started learning, but accepted it as of the last 2 years.
I understand.
Everything that I see the oppressors and other people parading before me and boasting themselves and living high and looking for a reaction in my mind naturally, and because coming into the truth and listening and being taught by the ISUPK under General Commander, I say to myself, this whole earth is mine. This whole entire world is mine. You are holding on to what belongs to me, and when I come and I take it back from you, I'm going to look at you the way you're looking at me.
Give him a hand. That's well said, brother. Well said.
So
You're right, warrior. Absolutely outstanding. Go ahead and keep reading now.
Khan. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the strangers shall be joined with them. Right? So these other nations are going to be with us when we are given our own land. They're going to be with us. Keep reading.
Khan. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
These strangers will attach themselves to us. That's what cleave means. Or you like imagine grabbing hold of someone. That's what the other nations will do to us. They're going to attach themselves, cleave themselves to us. Keep going.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
And the people, the children of Israel, will take these nations and put them in their place. Everyone knows what that term means, right? To put someone in their place. Right now, white people are outside of their place. They're not in their place. The Chinese, Japanese, they're not in their place. They're out of place. But in the kingdom of heaven, they're going to be put in their place. You're seeing a glimpse of that when you see our oppressors that choose to kiss our boots out on street corners. That's them being put in their place. That's just a taste, an appetizer for the kingdom of heaven. Keep going.
Karakan. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High.
See, we're going to have slaves in the kingdom of heaven now. Blacks and Hispanics are going to have slaves, servants who you own. And you're going to take them and they're going to make beautiful homes on mountaintops. And they're going to make the best pasta in the world. And they're going to make olive oil, brother, so thick olive oil. The best Parmigiano Reggiano. What's the other one? What's the one the brother said? Romano cheese from Rome. Like you lived in Rome. They're going to make that kind of cheese. They're going to make life heavenly for us. They shall cleave unto us. We're going to put them in their place, and they're going to be what? Again?
Servants and
They
handmaids.
shall possess them for servants and handmaids. When you get up in the morning and you get out of bed, when you get back in your bed, do you want your bed to be made or for it to look like it did when you got out of it? Who wants to answer the question? Go ahead.
It better be made.
Give him a hand. Yeah, it better be made. You don't want to get back in no bed all ruffled and ran through. You want to get back in the bed like you've been in a damn hotel. Like you've been in an expensive hotel. When they tuck those corners all deep into the side, you want to get back in your bed. Well, if you want your bed made, you need a maid. You need someone that will go and fix that bed and wash the sheets and tuck it back in beautiful. You need servants to have heaven. How do I know? Our oppressor has heaven, and I'm his servant. Well, when my turn comes, he'll be my servant. That's just. That's fair. Everyone understands. They shall possess them for servants and handmaids. Keep going.
Karakan. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Nice and loud and read it again.
Karakan. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. That's a just God doing that. A rightful leader, a rightful power. We're going to take the people captive who took us captive. That's heaven. It's in the Bible. The gates of the kingdom of heaven are open day and night so we can take their gold and their silver and their wealth. Then they come in and become our servants and make our beds and make our homes. Why? Because they took us captive. So now Jesus Christ gave his life so we could make them our captives. That's the purpose of the other nations. Everyone understands. I think that's good to go for time's sake. With that, I'll pass the class over. Say your name again.
Officer Lakamia.
I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Lakamia.
Clap it up for the class. All right, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imajim, which means to stand. Imajim Shabbat. Imajim. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakathum. Yajim Matab, which means hands down. Men saw turn to the sisters. Sisters, Imajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat. Imajim. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yajim Matab. Class dismissed.